Okay, good morning, good morning, good morning. Stocks go up, stocks go down. Amazing day yesterday, and there's some lessons. There's some lessons, and very, very interesting. So see if you understand this stuff, okay? So I got some messages and people didn't understand. They're like, Sam, I like standing orders. Okay, standing orders are great. If you had, and I had them. I had a standing order at 8 on those SPXs that we bought. At $1, they went to 8. Yesterday we bought them at, a day before we bought them at 4. Then they went to 1, so we added at 1 because they were so cheap, and boom, they went to 8. Boom, huge, 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 huge winner, okay? And then you roll up, and you roll up to the 39.50s, and we bought them at 250, and they went to 9.5. They went to 9.5, and then they went to 0. Have to trade them. Have to trade them. In and out, in and out, in and out. Today, what happens? This is, to me, very simple. It's going to retest this 4,000, 4,009. If it gets to 4,009 and breaks and goes back under 39.90 to 1, we collapse. Let me find my gal. We collapse. Very straightforward. Look, nothing is better. I'm seeing stuff from people. There's some good researchers out there that are posting things like, this is the first time in so many years that the growth is coming down at exponential rates. It is. It is. Look at the dollar. It's 109. Think about, let's go back and think about the CRM. The euro is 120. Somebody's going to pay you in euros. You have a contract for $1 million euros. I mean, for $1 million to be paid in $1 million in euros. So let's just say it's $100. Okay, for numbers' sake, $100 in euros. They give you $100 in euros, and euros is 120 to $1. So you're going to get $120. Okay, you're going to get $120 before, and now, if the dollar is at it's at 110. Let's just go to 120. So when you convert those euros to dollars, you're not going to get 120. You're not even going to get 100. You're going to get what? 80. You're going to get $80. You went from getting 120 to 80. You signed that same contract. All those people that are working and everything else, you still get paid in that. The reason CRM isn't at $100 is because that's only their contract in euros and other stuff, not everywhere. Okay, not the conversion with everybody, but their business, they lose half their money. Signing a long-term contract is terrible if that happens, right? So if CRM was negotiating that same contract today, they wouldn't do it for that amount of money. So this is very, very key. Okay, this is very key. Don't lose sight of this. I mean, this very, very, very important. Okay. What happens today? I don't know what happens today. Let's see. Here's what I know. I know that we're trying to pop up, but we knew that would happen. If we don't, and we sell off, and the jobs are strong, they're going to destroy this market. But then something else happened yesterday. Oil went way down. I believe oil's down here at 260. Oil's down at 88, 89. But the other commodities didn't go down. They went up, right? They went up. So that means inflation is coming back. Wow. So this guy posted this bill, and I don't know if it was real. It could have been doctored. You know what? I guess they run a coffee shop in the EU. $9,000 bill for 2 months. 2 months. So that's $4,000. $4,000 electric bill for a coffee shop? I'm pretty sure most coffee shops are smaller than your house. I mean, if you have 2,000 square foot house, coffee shops aren't that big. Okay? Interesting. How does that work out? Crazy, right? Crazy. So inflation's still here, okay? And then you got Friday. So you got news tomorrow. There is something, I forget what it is, but there is something. And then you have the news, huge news on Friday, the jobs. Then we see. Okay? Let me go to comments, questions. Okay, if you have any comments or questions, type them in. We'll address them here real quick. Okay? So that's what we see is going on. And don't know what's going on with China again. Those are up a little bit, but coming down less. Okay? So if company employees in Europe and they should pay them in euros, shouldn't their expense be less too? Yes, but it's a function of what you bring in, right? If somebody is giving you X amount of euros, and then you're paying them in euros, yes, that makes sense. Yeah, I agree with that. But there's all that extra money that you should have got. Okay, so it's not dollars to down, and that's why things are not down massive. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about Russia. They're cutting off some oil and gas, natural gas, liquid natural gas, I believe, and that's going to become bad. How bad? I don't know. Wait till October, November, then we find out what's really, really going on there. Okay, just be open. Open. If you're open to it, then you see. Trading. How fast did that drop come yesterday? Let me tell you, if that was not a drone, and it would have hit that plane, let's say it was a drone, and it would have hit it and knocked it out, the SPX would have been at 3,700, may have been at 3,600 within 2 minutes. Within 2 minutes. So if you had a standing order in at, say, $10, you fill at $10 on the put, and it goes to 180. And you're like, oh my God, I could have changed my life. I'd have got 180 for this. Absolutely. That's why you cancel the orders and you don't get up to go to the bathroom or get water. You just watch it. Because it can happen. Nobody's saying it's going to happen. It can happen. Okay? Interesting. Oh, hey, Sam, a question has been coming up lately. We do not have to take options to zero, so there's a good rule of stop thumb. So here's the rule of any option. Can it get there? Can it get there? Okay? So like if you're buying snow can't seem to get back to 190 right now. So can it get to 210? Probably not. Can it get to 205? Probably not. Can it get to 200? Possible. So then just sell and roll lower. Or if you have a lower strike, just sell. It's all about can it get there. Now, people talk about beta and all these things. The market wants to, people want to teach you about just make up words and talk about beta and gamma and all this bullshit. It's all bullshit, okay? I mean, I just hate that people don't know how to talk in the basics. The basics. Beta. Oh my God, if the beta is over 1, you're going to get a volatile move. Well, how volatile? Okay, so I'm going to give you a tip today. And this is a secret. It's very important. This may be the most important thing I've ever given you on here. Okay? The average weekly move, not the daily move, the weekly move. I don't care about beta. I don't care about gamma. I don't care about anything. I just care about the average weekly move. Okay, what does that mean? Let's say you play snow, and every week you go look. Last week it moved 10 from bottom to top. Week before it moved 11. Week before it moved 12. Week before it moved 8. And you go find the average weekly move over a period of time. You got to take out earnings week or in the week before. And your average move is $10. So on any particular week, snow can move $10. And I'm not saying that this is true. I'm just making this up. Why? And let's say snow's at 185. Why would you go buy the 200s or the 210s? It can only move. It only moves 10 points a week. But yet, some clown pricing these because of beta. Oh my God, the market is going to move because of this, this, and this. So we're going to take the premium from $2 to $4. Well, it only moves more than the average weekly move one time in the last 6 months. Just making this up. You need to know this. See, Sam knows all this stuff. He knows over on 150 stocks what the average weekly move is. He knows how many times it went over that move. So if the average weekly move is 10, and only one time in the last 26 weeks it moved more than 10, and you're buying an option more than 10 points up, means you don't understand anything. And somebody will say, oh, the premium is now 4 versus 2. The guy's an idiot. He knows he can ream you and charge you 4. Average daily, average weekly move. Very simple. This is not complex. These are ridiculously simple things to know. Now, nobody gives you this. You have to go study it. You have to go spend time. And to go figure that out, if you go through history of snow, unless you read programs, it's going to take you probably 2 days to understand all that stuff and get it for any one stock. Then you're going to go do it for 150 stocks. Then you're going to go do premiums. A lot of work. See, Sam knows this. So that's what it means. Okay? Now, I fully understand you can go look at what on the jobs report, what's the average daily move on the jobs report when the jobs report comes out. Is it 50 handles? Is it 20 handles? Is it 100 handles? But it's not that simple. Is it 50 handles on an average move? But what if it's 50 points below the 50-day or 50 points below the 100-day? What's the average move? There's 100 different indicators. And this lady yesterday said something really stupid to me. I really, really get aggravated by stupidity. Okay? First, very, very simple. She on her profile, I'm a financial money manager. So she manages people's accounts. You can't even make this shit up. And I say, well, if Taiwan, and they're all talking about Tesla getting to 3 trillion, not even 1 trillion, 3 trillion. Okay? And she's saying, Sam, you're putting out too many ifs. My ifs are, if China invades Taiwan, Tesla collapses. If China takes over Tesla's plant, it can go bankrupt. Yes, it can go bankrupt. If China goes in there and takes every car that hasn't been paid for and they can't sell them anymore and they can't ship them, they take them all, Tesla goes bankrupt. Well, that's too many ifs. You'll get paralyzed. You're a financial money manager trying to manage other people's money and you have too many scenarios? Jesus. Look into every single scenario you can look at. Even for yourself, you look at every scenario. I told you my story. In 2001, here's my thing. SPX was down. It had to pop up. It was going to go up. I just need a 20-point move. I load 1.5 million in SPX calls. I said, I just need a 20-point move. And if it goes down, I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll take a couple $100,000 loss. I'll sell it at open. World Trade Center got hit. The market doesn't open. It doesn't open. When it opens 3 days later, they're at zero. Oh, but nobody told me it could get something like that could happen. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. You have to look at every scenario. And that's why, all this stuff that I try to teach you has come from things that have happened to me. When you make $100,000, If you start with 10 grand, you make 100 grand, you take 50 grand out, you move it to another account. So no matter what happens, if everything goes to shit, you still have 50 grand. Lesson. This is all in my video. Okay? Very simple. If you put in $1 million on a trade, thinking I'm going to take a 10% loss or 50% loss, what if it gaps down? What if it gaps down? What if you buy a call option, say at the 4,000 calls for today, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna sell them. Let's say they're $5. I'm just making it up, and you're like, I'm gonna take a 50% loss, and then boom, everything just closes. What if they halt it, pending news or something? It can happen, and they open at zero, like the World Trade Center. You get zero. Your stop loss is bullshit. Let me tell you the one other thing people don't know. If you have an option, go read. This is in the characteristics and risks. I tell you guys. If you have an option, let's say you're in the money. Let's say you're in the money by 50 points, and it's a stock, and it's Tesla, and you have 100 contracts. 100 contracts. That's 10,000 shares. And the market is closed. Say something happens. Something happens on Wall Street. Bomb goes off. You can exercise those options. You can't sell them because the market is closed. They closed the market. And if you don't have the money to exercise them, look, Fidelity doesn't let you do a cashless exercise. If you don't have the money in your account, that position that you're $50 in the money goes to zero. It goes to zero. You get zero. Okay? Interesting. So then we see. So these are lessons you got to learn. Okay? So today, very interesting. Do we break up? Do we break down? If we break, we're going to collapse. I would think it can hit 4,000, maybe 40.10, and then we see. But the news is bad. But there's a good side of news today. The good side is crude. Crude is lower, but all the other commodities are not. But something big is winding up here. Something really, really big is winding up. And if that happens, there's going to be an epic drop. Okay? An epic drop. Now, possibly today, you have $21 billion to sell, but maybe they've been selling it all week. Maybe it's already there. Okay? And then the last thing is, tomorrow, do they start this QT? And you have massive QT. And do we really drop? Don't know. Have to see. So trade them. Then we see. Okay, let's get started. Good morning, everybody. 8:31. Stocks go up, stocks go down. Then we see. Okay? Interesting. SPX up 13, right there at 4,000. 4,009, 4,021, back under 39.72 is a collapse. So that would mean you have to be down about 15 to start the collapse. But you're up 13, so you're going to be down 30 from here. Okay. NVIDIA 149, 142 needs 172 to be better. CMG, let it drop. Would love to see this thing at about 1550. Okay, 1550 and then up. 1702, way up there. Lam Research, 431 down, 472 up. ASML trying to break 500 finally. Okay, 481 down, 552 up. Avago earnings tomorrow, I believe. Okay, 492, 471, 552 up. CrowdStrike, decent earnings, nothing great, nothing down. People send me messages all day. Do you want to play it? I said, it's too expensive. It's not going to move. Look, it didn't move. Okay? Needs 209. Okay? Zscaler, doing nothing. 141 down, 172 up. Baba, up a little bit. Don't really know what's going on with China stock. Maybe something's up there. Okay? Baidu, up a little bit, doing nothing. Good earnings, big move. started the other day right back down. Right back down. Okay? These are all unplayable. PAN-W. 572 up, 576 underneath, 548 can dive right back down. MDB earnings today, I think today. 372 up, 326 down. Oxy. How about that sell on Oxy we had last week? Let it go to 66. 66, 66, 66. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Okay? Deer. 351. 351 down, 392 up. Snowman. This one's really simple. 193. If it gets over 193, it can spike to 200. If it doesn't, right back down. NOW. Nice move yesterday. Held a little bit, then collapsed. Is it finally breaking down? 429 down, 409. 472 up. Tesla, doing nothing. Doing nothing, doing nothing. 271 next. 271. ENPH, nice move yesterday and then dropped fast. Needs to get through 300. First Solar got another upgrade. I don't know if this upgrade is from yesterday or today. If somebody knows, let us know. Did it come out after hours? The 175 target. This thing can't, this 123 can't seem to hold over, but isn't it interesting? Every time it pops through 123 and rips, the market drops 60 or 70 handles. Isn't that funny? Go chart it. Go look. Okay? Somebody asked me, why did I buy more of the 130s than the 128s? Because if it's going to work and it gets through this 126, it's going to go to 132. And if it doesn't work and the market dives and goes right back down, it's not going to get to 128 either. So both of them go down. So that means you lose less. Your goal is to lose less. Okay? That's what we know. That's what we know. That's what we know. Okay, comments, questions. Hey, Sam, what are the numbers on SPX? Again, watch your video. Amazing. Thank you. So here's the thing. SPX, all about this 4,009, 4,021 up, and all about 37.72, 39.72 down. Okay? Fed's Meister didn't participate. Don't anticipate Fed rate cuts next year. We know that. Nobody's going to cut rates next year. People are just dumb. They're just dumb. Yeah, they're like, I'm going to go. So here's what a rate cut. If you, let's say you raise rates in December, you're going to cut it in January. You know what it's like? Let me go buy this so I can return it the next day. Really? Doesn't make any sense. And that's what we know. That's what we know. Barrett adjusts. First Solar price target should have some impact, but with crude lower. So somebody asked me a question. They said, why is First Solar dropping? Because if oil, let's say oil just goes to shit. Remember, what was it, 2 years ago, maybe 2 years ago, maybe 3, I forget, when oil was at $10? $10? Why would you go buy solar? You didn't need solar. And those companies are making no money. So that's the reason, if oil were to drop way, way, way down. Okay, well, big call, long call, a lot of stuff. Listen to it again, everybody. Have a great trading day. See you in chat.